do, 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 do. Kenny Chesney, Big Star. Why did I play that song? Well, because we have a big star in-house. Every Wednesday, Mike Barrett joins me from Barrett Insurance Agency. It's Good Policies, and good morning.
Good morning, sir. Do you owe me money that I don't know about? Because you're always flattering me and trying to, butter me up. So
no, I've paid for everything I've ever taken from you.
Oh, good. Just haven't told me about it, but that's good. That's good.
You know, I was thinking the other day and I know it may actually sound silly when I say this, but there are some words that are used in insurance, claims and what have you that I don't know what they mean. The word like indemnity, indemnity.
Indemnity.
That just is a goofy sounding word. The more you say it, I don't even know what that means.
The purpose of insurance is to indemnify you, which is to give you back what you had.
I'm damned for life?
Indemnify.
So giving back, that's what that means.
The definition to that word is giving you back what you had. It's putting you back at whole, essentially. Is what it. Yeah.
There are a couple other things that when I'm filling out paperwork, I just look to my wife and I tell her, why don't you do that for me?
She's your CFO.
She is my CEO, CFO, everything else, too.
Yeah. Problem with my wife is she's also the human resources manager, so it's really tough to file a complaint.
Sexual harassment in the workplace. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, when I have clients in here and we're recording commercials, sometimes the customer isn't always right. Mm-hmm. And they need some direction.
Sure.
Do you find that you have a similar situation where they have their mind sort of stuck? They're set on, no, I want this, but they really don't know the business. I know this, you know that. So when somebody comes in who, let's say they're a dentist and they're looking for insurance, why is it that they think that they know what's best for them in this particular situation and wouldn't take the expert advice of people who have been doing this for years and years and years?
I don't know. We just kick them out and send them down the road. Yeah. No.
Dunkin' Donuts to you.
Leave us alone. No. The heart of the matter is that we do this every day. You do this every day. You are hitting the nail on the head where you have an understanding of the fundamentals of the business that you're in. You spend your life educating yourself and being the best professional you can be. So when somebody comes in thinking that they know better, it's because they're going off their life experience. They're going off people that they've talked to. They're going off people who have compared their coverage with them.
Do you think
as a whole, that's like a game of telephone where it
gets convoluted.
There's some factual stuff in there, but it's a curveball here and there.
Well, do you think that the internet has also made it a little more difficult to tell people what is right? Because, anytime I look up like, I have a sore on my foot, I look it up online, I have cancer. Is that WebMD, love it.
Having been there and looked it up, I totally get that.
Okay.
Doctors hate the internet.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So stay off the internet.
And it seems to me that would also go straight across to your type of business where people are like, well, I saw this online where I only have to pay $12 a month.
That's that's kind of the really... That's the point, really, is that it comes down if you're Googling or searching online for insurance information. I'll be honest, there is a tremendous amount of good information out there, just as I'm sure there is in the medical field. But there's also a tremendous amount of misleading information or marketing messages that may misinform you as well. So, one thing I wanted to kind of get into today was breaking down the true definition of insurance. And it doesn't get any more complete than this. It is the contractual shifting of a pure risk from one party to another. All right, so through contract, through the policy that you are buying, you are taking the risk that you have and sharing it and giving it to the company, so it's their responsibility, your insurance company's responsibility to make you whole, to indemnify you. Hey.
Full circle.
If Pee Wee was here, we'd have the word of the day, and they'd all be screaming. But that, in the nutshell, is really what it is. So when you're transferring this risk from yourself to an entity, to a company, that company does reserve the right to kind of give you some guidance in terms of what they're looking for. And the purpose of this conversation today is we're getting into wood heating season again. And that's always been a primary concern from a lot of the people I talk to is, I've been heating this way for years, or this is the setup I'm going to have, and take it or leave it. Wood heat has really gotten, over the past couple of years, a very specific setup and what's acceptable and what's not in the eyes of insurance. You can't share flues. You have to have proper spacing, 36 inches if you don't have a shield, 18 inches if you have a shield. So when we come in and give you these ideas, it's because the insurance companies know that if you don't have proper shielding, if you don't have proper flue setup, if you don't have proper fire retardant items within 18 inches leading out the front feeder,
the risk is there.
Higher probability of fire, higher probability of a chimney fire. So it's absolutely, as hard as it is to accept and understand, it's absolutely within the right of the company to advise you that and to not write your business if you don't want to comply.
But if you do comply, of course,
you're totally fine.
You're totally fine, and your deductible or your payments monthly would be less expensive. So that's
exactly. And you look at, and it rolls into auto too. If you have somebody in the household, whether they're licensed or not, maybe they got convictions that have suspended their license, a DUI conviction. It's absolutely within the rights of the company to ask you, are there other people in the household? Please disclose them. It's your obligation to disclose those drivers because, they don't drive. They don't have a license. Yeah, right. I mean, anything is possible.
Right.
Never say never, I guess, is the nuts and bolts in that. So it makes me take the brunt of it because I'm usually the one going, here's the rule. So as the messenger, I get a little beaten up, and so do the others in my office. But I thought this morning was a good opportunity to give you that and say, here's truly why. Because when something happens, the company's going to be there.
Well, if you'd like to know more and have a actual one-on-one conversation, you're available to talk anytime, free of charge. Mike Barrett, Barrett Insurance
Well, we're getting
Agency.
the 900 line next week.
Give them the number you got now, though, would you?
Sure. It's 748-5224. We're online at thebarrettagency.com. Free, no obligation quote for home and auto on our website. Check out our Facebook page, Barrett Insurance Agency, and check out our Way Behind the Times YouTube channel. But there's still a lot of good stuff on there.
Thank you so much,
Have
Mike.
a great week.
Good policies with Kicks 105.5.